Hello everyone, my name is Alex Louise and I'm a new member of the Plant-Based Health Professionals UK. Today I'll be giving a presentation on losing weight on a vegan diet or why you're not losing weight on a vegan diet. My background is coaching, counselling and vegan chefing and plant-based chefing, so this topic is very familiar for me and I am really excited to share what I have learned with you. Today I'll go into a reflection topic, what brought you to the circumstances of needing to lose weight. We'll discuss your why, and your why is crucial to be as meaningful as possible because you'll be thinking of this during the tough times in your weight loss journey. I will talk about why you'll benefit by choosing vegan for weight loss. We'll investigate why aren't you losing weight on a vegan diet. I will talk about common stereotypes about veganism and dispel those. I will talk about weight loss fundamentals. I'll give you some low-calorie vegan food swaps. I will share with you the vegan weight loss toolkit, tips and tricks. We'll talk about support options. I'll give you a vegan grocery shopping list, and then I'll finish on a wholesome recommendation. And we will also talk about what steps forward from today you can make, what action you can make. A little background about me. My background is health coaching and counselling. And I've also spent several years chefing on private yachts worldwide for vegan and plant-based crew and owners. Because of this job, I was privileged to visit many countries, and the first thing I would do whenever we arrived in a new port was go and suss out the local vegan cafes. So I feel blessed that I've tried vegan cuisine in many different cultures. That's really an incredible part of my journey to where I am today. I've also studied with Matthew Kenny. I did his raw vegan fundamentals cooking course. That was incredible. As you can see there, the first cookbooks that I went from was like The Happy Pear, Deliciously Ella, and Sam Murphy. And then as my education expanded and my awareness grew, I started gravitating towards more of the cookbooks that have been written by doctors and nutritionists and dietitians, and I've really enjoyed that shift. So now I would say I'm a nutritarian plant-based chef, and every meal that I cook, I'm thinking, what nutrition is in this meal? Now I'm living in Romania with my partner Gabrielle. That's the handsome man in the photos. We are just starting our own little farm and planting all of our own veg, and hopefully we'll have a good harvest this year and go sell our first vegetables down at the local market. And we are also trying to, as best we can, be part of the local community, advocating for better environmental practices as well as introducing them to the food as medicine concepts. Without further ado, I will dive into the topic at hand. I will also let you know, when I first started eating vegan, I put on 10 kilos, so I definitely have personal experience in this topic as well, not just from my clients, but I also have had the experience. I put on weight mainly because I was eating too many fats. That was my journey. I know it's different for everyone, but I'll share that with you as we go. Firstly, have fun and accept that change does not happen overnight. Don't aim for instant transformation, rather slow and strong, sustainable change to avoid chronic relapse. Also consult your healthcare provider before making any changes to your diet or lifestyle. Weight loss is simple for some, very complex for others. If your body is chemically addicted to certain foods, especially sugar or fat, then willpower alone won't work. You need support to foster patience and understanding. Let's talk about change. Out of 10, how ready are you for change? If you're about a 7 out of 10, then have an investigation within and try and discover where the extra 3 points might be hiding, because you want to be 10 out of 10 ready for this change. Are you fearful of weight loss? Are you fearful of people finding you more beautiful, appealing, or enchanting? Are you afraid of putting the weight back on? Are you afraid of failure? Whatever the reason, suss them out and reframe the narrative in your mind, the story. By thinking these negative thoughts, you're only trying to protect yourself, which is fair enough, that's our nature, but it's not the truth. So it's time to live a bit fearlessly, to trust and to believe and act. Losing weight can be very emotional, so it's crucial to practice healthily releasing your emotions and avoid suppressing them. Peeling your onion, getting to your core, is a brave and courageous journey. Nice little quote there. You can't spell challenge without change. Okay, this is my counselling and coaching side coming in here. You need to discuss with yourself what brought you to your current state and circumstance to begin with. So this is related to self-awareness and support. It's really valuable to truly get to know yourself, stop living in denial, and to take personal responsibility for your happiness. Always support is needed, but talk to a trusted friend, a mentor, or even research into counselling therapy. Food is often used as a comfort or numbing tactic, and unless you address what you are numbing or soothing, the problem will remain the same, but perhaps manifest in a different form. What is your why? So what are your true intentions behind losing weight? Is it for body confidence? Is it to be fit enough to live long enough to play with your children? Is it for health reasons? Do you want to be part of climate change action and advocacy? Do you want to vote with your fork by not eating animals, etc.? Your why is crucial to dive into to have success, to shed your layers, to peel your onion. You've got to know why you're doing this, as this will be your daily motivation to be inspired and act. So let's talk about why you will benefit by choosing vegan for weight loss, because you could choose any diet, but I'm sure there's many more reasons aside from your health that you're choosing vegan. It could be for the environment, it could be to be conscious of the animals and to protect the animals. Whatever your choice is, vegan's a very specific one. So let's get into why you will benefit by choosing vegan. From a health perspective, obviously vegetables are a primary component to the vegan diet. They're low in calories and high in life-extending nutrients. So this isn't just about weight loss. This is literally about the health of your future. You are doing so much for your future by eating from a nutritarian vegan perspective. If you want to reclaim your health, maintain your good health, and enjoy life to the fullest as you age, the secret lies in what you feed your body. Following a plant-based, nutrient-dense diet also enables you to lose weight and permanently keep it off without hunger or deprivation. Scientific studies reveal that high nutrient foods such as veggies, fruits, beans, nuts and seeds, which are all the vital components of the vegan diet, contain vitamins and minerals and phytochemicals that work in synergy to achieve the best possible health and immunity from disease. Obesity is generally a precursor to disease. I've written there Dr. Joel Fuhrman. He says that an optimum diet supplies all of those vitamins and minerals and phytochemicals, and the foods that are naturally rich in those and that are also high in fiber and water, which are amazing for weight loss, are also naturally low in calories. So they're all the vegan foods. They provide what your body needs to maximize its self-healing and self-repairing mechanisms. This is quite important, this bottom one. Many accept that obesity and disease is a result of genetics or luck. This is simply not true. Our environment, lifestyle, and diet pull the trigger and hold the trigger on our less favourable genetics and predispositions. The gun is in our hands and we have the power. It's all about taking back responsibility and power for your life. Like, you've got to feel empowered because you absolutely can do this. Some other benefits of veganism for weight loss outside of just the weight loss realm. So during the pandemic lockdowns and restrictions, it's your time to explore a new way of living. Health and hygiene, fewer chances of cross-contamination without animal products. Cost effective, a vegan diet can be incredibly kind to your wallet. 4, you will learn how to thrive and not only survive. And also, number 5, you'll be practicing preventive healthcare in your home every single day. There's no point waiting until we get sick before we act on our health. I imagine, even if you are sick, that doesn't matter. This could be a spiritual awakening, but preventive healthcare is key. Okay, let's talk about why you may not be losing weight on a vegan diet. So there are many reasons. I obviously stay within my scope of practice as a health coach and counsellor. So I'll probably refer you on to a doctor for reasons like whether you've got an underactive thyroid or, other complex health issues. functional medicine doctors are also great to research into, as they get to the root cause of problems instead of merely prescribing bandages and medications. But reasons that I'm familiar with why you may not be losing weight on a vegan diet is you're eating and consuming more than your output of energy. You need more education and support. So for instance, you think you're being a healthy vegan, but really you're just eating coconut oil healthy vegan treats all day and way too many nutballs, and that does not support or maintain a good weight. And lack of holistic health. So to embrace holistic health, it requires you to encompass sleep, exercise, movement, stress, family life, relationships, career, mindset, and more. And I've gotten that, pardon me, I've got that picture of the big horse there saying, but all I eat is hay. You need more than that. So these are some statistics. They're actually quite old statistics, but they didn't have a nice format for the current ones, but it's obviously gotten worse since these were printed. But the most important thing to read in this statistics sheet is that obesity is preventable and reversible. So common stereotypes people get wrong about veganism. All you can eat a salad, completely false. There's actually not one dish that you can not prepare in a vegan fashion just by substituting the ingredients. You can do anything, whether it's a steak, a macaroni and cheese, and you don't just make them into a vegan version, you can make them into a nutritarian vegan version, like a healthy version. The next point, all vegans are healthy, false, because you can eat French fries and white pasta, your whole vegan diet, which will give you no vital nutrients or nutrition to support weight loss. And the last point, vegans can't get adequate protein or calcium. That is completely false, but you do have to have a carefully planned and nutrition-focused vegan diet. A vegan diet isn't just simple. You've got to consider and understand where your nutrients are coming from and your proteins, your fats, etc. Who's telling porcupines? So I'm going to start getting into more of the weight loss side of things. I don't want to spend too much time talking about calories because when you get too fixed on calories, that can turn unhealthy. But if you're looking to lose weight, it's really important to understand what is a calorie and how that can impact your weight loss journey. Dr. Mark Hyman says that food contains information that speaks to our genes, not just calories for energy. So food is information. Every bite you take, you're either encouraging disease or preventing it. Think of health like that. I like this, how it says, some people say that all calories are created equal. However, this assumption fails to consider the complexities of human physiology. Food and its macronutrient composition can influence how hungry or full you feel, your metabolic rate, very important, brain activity, very important, and hormonal response, very important. So while 100 calories of broccoli and 100 calories of donuts contain the same amount of energy, they affect your body and food choices much differently. For instance, I think 100 calories of broccoli is about 4 cups, and 100 calories of donut is half a donut. So imagine sitting down in one sitting and eating 4 cups of broccoli. That's a lot of fiber. You'll be chewing a lot. You'll feel extremely full. Whereas if you have half a donut, you are going to want to eat the other half because it hasn't even touched the sides. And then you've already gotten up to 200 calories, and they're not good calories. They're not talking to your cells in a loving way. I've lost my little point here. Okay, let's get into some weight loss fundamentals. The truth is that it doesn't matter what diet plan you follow. If your calorie intake is less than your calorie output, you will lose weight. However, if your goal is permanent weight loss, preventive healthcare, you will need to adopt healthy behaviors and a nutrition plan to maintain throughout your life. This is not, like I said, an overnight fix, an overnight transformation. This is about your entire life, and you don't want to keep moving forward 10 steps back. You want to remain in a steady flow forwards. So a well-balanced diet consisting of nutrient-dense carbs, lean proteins, good fats will create long-lasting weight loss results and greatly benefit your health. So this is something, I would take a screenshot of this and do it in your spare time. if you haven't done it already. Essentially, you want to be in calorie deficit. So deficit just means less than what you are consuming. You need to, if you want to have a marker, because sometimes you can record your body weight and that doesn't change, but then your body measurements will change. I would recommend recording your body measurements and body weight. Take some pictures if you like, but never get obsessive over this. This is literally just a marker so you can see progress, and it's got to be from a positive place, not a place where you're berating yourself. So first step is calculate your BMR, which is your basic metabolic rate. Sorry, one moment. Your basic metabolic rate. I have included a website there that you can go and find that out on. Your basic metabolic rate is what your body is consuming when you're in a coma state. So you're not even blinking, you're barely breathing. That's what your body is consuming in energy just as you're lying flat. However, unless we've been injured, none of us are actually living like that. So you've got to then calculate your TDEE, which is your total daily energy expenditure. The formula you'll use is the Harry Benedict formula. So once you've figured out your BMR, you will multiply your BMR by the appropriate activity factor. So you can choose between these numbers. You can choose in between a BMR times 1.375 and 1.55. A lot of people overestimate how active they are. So I don't know, with my clients, if they're sort of weight training maybe 3 to 5 times a week plus other physical activity, I would times their BMR by perhaps 1.45. But experiment, again, these are just numbers to go off. There's nothing, this is just to get the hang of what equals a calorie and how you can lose weight, but don't keep this sort of this mindset long term. It's just to gain perspective. Next, once you've figured out your TDEE, your total daily energy expenditure, you need to figure out how many calories you should be having less than that in order to lose weight. So the way that weight loss occurs is by energy balance manipulation. You look at how many calories you're consuming through food, so food and drink, that's calories in, and then how many calories out, which is through burning exercise, all of your movements, and your basic metabolic rate combined. And that balance will determine whether you're going to lose, gain, or maintain weight. So a simple formula, you can take a picture of this if you like as well. 500 grams of fat equals just under 4,000 calories. So if you want to lose half a kilogram of fat a week, you would divide that by 7 because there's 7 days in a week. And you know that you would need to eat 550 less calories per day than your TDEE. However, this may not be healthy for you. You may not need to lose that many calories and you may not have that much weight to lose. So consult with your healthcare provider. Maybe you just want to lose a little bit of weight whereby you would just want to eat 100 fewer calories per day, for instance. So this has got to be a slow and sustainable weight loss, but these are just some numbers for you to go by because it does help to have them as a measuring stick. Now that we have spoken about that side of things, I don't really particularly like talking about calories because some people can just go down the rabbit hole and the wrong path measuring their food. But if you're in a stage where you need to lose weight and actually learn about this sort of a thing, it can be helpful. Okay, so by choosing vegan for weight loss, you're also contributing to the regeneration of Mother Earth, as well as protecting the welfare of billions of helpless animals. So this is not just about your health, this is about the health of the earth and protecting the animals. So it's a really incredible venture that you are starting out on. Here I will share with you some low-calorie vegan food swaps. Also, before I say this, the health coaching academy that I studied at, the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, one of their primary philosophies is bio-individuality, meaning one person's food is another person's poison. So don't just follow that Instagrammer, don't just follow that YouTuber or whoever the influencer is. Make sure you're listening to your body. these are really low calorie swaps. So white pasta to zucchini noodles, white rice to cauliflower rice. If I was just recommending health to someone who didn't necessarily need to lose weight, but just change their nutrition content, I would swap the white spaghetti to whole grain spaghetti, and I would swap the white rice to brown rice, just so it's a whole grain as opposed to a refined simple carbohydrate. Here we have a white tortilla wrap. It's 210 calories versus a lettuce leaf wrap or a collard leaf wrap, 11 calories. We have chips to popcorn. We've got not oily, like we've got regular hummus to oil-free hummus. And simple changes like this, they're really, really impactful. They really impact your waistline. This is my favorite section. I have a sweet tooth, so we're going to go from vanilla ice cream to banana nice cream, and it really is delicious. You can also add flavorings like vanilla essence. You can add a date in there. Obviously that will increase your calories, but just depending on what your goals are. Also dark chocolate, it is delicious and it is amazing, but there's also quite a bit of saturated fats in there. You can just switch it to a delicious cup of hot cocoa instead. This is a plate that you can think of when you're plating up your meals. Obviously you don't really want to have fruits on your main meal, but it's more like a plate for your day. If you see around the rim of the plate, relationships, physical activity, spirituality, and career, I call that primary food. And then the food in the middle is secondary food, simply because you can eat as much kale and broccoli as you like, but if you're not taking care of all the other areas of your life, the kale and broccoli, it won't sit as well in your body. You won't be able to digest it as well. Your cells will be in stress. So just health is holistic. It's not just about the food you eat. Okay, let's talk about the weight loss toolkit, tips and tricks for food. These are great for weight loss. So drink lots of water. Because you are eating a vegan diet, you'll be increasing your fiber intake exponentially, and fiber needs liquid to help move through the system. So drink lots of water, and water is also the best and free anti-aging tool that we have. So get it down you. Enjoy nutrient-dense protein smoothies. I say they don't have to be protein, but I say protein in case you're struggling to make up the protein content that you need in your diet per day. When you're learning how to eat a vegan diet, you do need to be conscious of all of these things. Watch and monitor your fat intake, even healthy fats. I mean, ideally, you're not going to be having any saturated or trans fats, and you will be eliminating excess oils, but healthy fats are still fat, especially when you're on a weight loss diet. So we're talking avocados, olive oils, nuts, seeds, flax, chia, all of that. Just, learn how many calories is in a tablespoon and learn how much fat that's going to be just while you're on your weight loss section. Once you've achieved your goal weight, then you can relax a bit, So salads, they're an effective strategy for weight loss control, but make sexy salads. They don't have to be boring. They can be hot salads. They can have, cashew cheese dressing, which again, cashew cheese is fattening, but if that's going to be your fat content for the day, then that's okay. Obviously fiber, it's a well-known natural slimming aid and it helps you feel full. So fiber, fruits and vegetables. And the more high fiber foods you eat, you'll be crowding out the less healthy foods. Eat lots of above the ground non-starchy veg for weight loss. So you're thinking not potatoes and squashes and sweet potatoes and cassava and things like that. You want to be eating more fresh vegetables that digest easier. Eat a mix of raw versus cooked foods. So the reason for this is because raw food and cooked food, obviously there's organic compounds and inorganic compounds in foods, and generally when you cook a vegetable the compounds change, and so the nutrition content can change. And so instead of worrying about which is a tomato better cooked or raw, just cook it sometimes and have it raw other times so you get the difference between the two. Eat the colors of the rainbow. Green, everyone's hooked on greens, which they're absolutely amazing in nutrition-packed foods, but you want the yellows, oranges, reds, purples, blues, the whole color of the rainbow, so you can get all the different phytonutrients. Choose complex carbs and whole grains over simple. So simple carbohydrates, they're refined foods. They're generally processed foods. When they make a pasta or a white bread, they mill it down, refine it so much that I think there's the germ, the sperm, and the endosperm, or something like that, and all of the fibrous parts of the grain get taken out, and all of the nutrition, and it's just left with the flour. And that flour turns to sugar or glucose really quickly in your system. And so you want to be eating foods that contain the whole grain so that when they enter your system, they don't impact your blood sugar levels so radically. You want things that are stable. So complex carbs, we're talking brown rice, whole grain breads, buckwheat, amaranth, millet, sweet potatoes, etc. Eat whole unprocessed foods. So when I say unprocessed foods, let's talk about an orange. We have an orange that's unprocessed. Then we cut the orange up, put the flesh into a smoothie. That's semi-processed. And then we make it into juice, and with no fiber left, that's super processed. So you want to go for the original orange or the semi-processed at maximum. Eliminate excess oils, unhealthy fats, etc. I said that. And read food labels, avoid trans fats, saturated fats, and high sugar purchases. And lastly, in the toolkit, these are just some weight loss tips that you can try and see if they work for you. But eat breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, and dinner like a pauper, allowing for smooth digestion as well as rest and repair overnight. When you eat lighter at night, it just gives your body more time to rest and repair. Bring mindfulness to your plate. Portion distortion, use a smaller plate to serve up your meals if that helps. Learn to cook, have fun, and if you make a mistake, just think of Bridget Jones with her blue string soup. Home cooking and meal prep is essential. If you're eating out, you don't know, I'm a chef, so I know what I used to put in the foods. There's excess oils, there's hidden little, sweet things here and there just to make the flavor sensational. But when you're cooking at home, you don't need to do that at all. Save that for, when you go out, when the pandemic is over, for instance. But cook at home and you will be saving a lot of, you'll be in control of what you're eating whilst you're on your weight loss journey. Think calorie deficit. So you want to be consuming less than you're putting out. Intermittent fasting is something else worth researching into. And obviously daily movement. So walk instead of getting the bus, take the stairs, stretch, weight training, yoga. Support and community. And future visualization is another tip. Picture yourself at your ideal weight loss goal and just keep her or him in your mind. That's you. That's where you're going to be. Accept where you're at now, because that's totally, this is part of your journey, but just have faith that you can do it. Small, slow, sustainable change. Also, bear in mind your taste buds will change. Especially the vegan diet, you will be learning to love real foods. So eventually you'll discover the sweetness in whole foods as opposed to those with added sugar. So like coconuts, cashews, sweet potatoes, beetroots, they will become like candy in your mouth. And lastly, change the reason why you're eating. So perhaps prior it was for enjoyment and comfort or to numb. As we discussed, earlier, food can be used as a numbing or a soothing tactic. Now eat for pleasure and nutrition. Let's talk about supports for weight loss. So professional support. If you need help, understanding, for instance, if you really can't lose weight and you're monitoring your fats and all those other extra little things, then consult with your doctor, dietitian, or nutritionist, and they will be able to do some good tests for you and discover maybe some more complex issues that they can work with you. You can also get support from a plant-based or vegan health coach. They obviously won't be able to give you a nutrition plan personalized for you because they don't have the training, but they can, once you've been to the nutritionist or the dietitian or your doctor, they can then hold you accountable to your goals and just support you during your journey and just give you, they're like your little cheerleader on the side, not to mention they have a wealth of knowledge as well. You can use the web. So if you can't actually afford professional support, which is a big showstopper for a lot of people, use the web. So YouTube, blogs, medical journals. However, practice critical thinking before believing everything you hear or read, because there's a lot of misinformation out there. I'm even hoping, as I've spoken along, I'm studying nutrition right now, but I'm hoping as I've spoken along things are correct. But there's a lot of really amazing people on this plant-based health professionals website, and hopefully they can let me know if I've said anything that isn't correct. You can download apps, Chronometer or MyFitnessPal, and you can really learn about your vitamins and minerals and getting your daily dose. Also, whilst the pandemic is here, it's important to mention friends and community. Join online communities, or obviously when the pandemic's over, you can join communities in real time. But get the support you need. You're not alone. Like, I swear to gosh, there's at least 100,000 people that are thinking, feeling the same as you, just wanting to talk to someone who's in the same position. Here we have a vegan weight loss grocery shopping list. Take a screenshot of that if you like. I think most of the supermarkets are pretty good these days with stocking everything like this. I am here in Romania and I literally have to drive an hour and a half to get anything remotely different. They're very flour, butter, sugar in the rural towns, and that's just my worst nightmare. So yeah, go have a look at this list. Try new things, and obviously with the weight loss in mind, you're just being really conscious of things like seeds, nuts, and nut butter, and your healthy fats. Even though they're healthy, just become aware of what is appropriate for your body per day. My wholesome recommendation. Okay, I would love you to make veganism a part of your lifestyle rather than just a short-term diet or, plant-based. As you progress, if you're not already aware, you will become more educated and conscious about eating locally, organically, and sustainably. But first of all, get your health sorted. That's the most important. And when you are healthy, then you can start helping others and realizing the impact that veganism can have on the world, the positive impact. Mindful eating and healing food problems is incredible for you and the whole world, and the butterfly effect of health is intangible. Let's just discuss some steps forward from today. Make the decision and dive deep into your why. Write your why on a mirror, a piece of paper, or somewhere you can read it every day. I would suggest recording a food diary for a week. See where you need to change and improve, and any positive habits that you want to keep. Plan a shopping list, and then donate the foods that will not support your goals. It's not that you want to donate Cheezels and Cocoa Pops and candy bars, because, I don't want anyone to be eating those, but we also don't want waste, and maybe there's some people that can eat them mindfully. I don't know, but donate the foods, or or put them in compost. I don't know if that works. Educate yourself more, yet think critically. There is much misinformation out there, so be wary. And feel joyful, because you have the power to reclaim your life and health. Like, the power is literally in your hands. Some days you may wake up feeling hopeless and overweight and heavy, but all it takes is one step out that door into the fresh air. It's just small actions at a time. Thank you for listening. Below I've just listed some books and movies. The movies especially will help you sort of be inspired instantly. The books are a bit of a longer read and they're a bit more scientific, but if you're into that kind of thing like I am, they will really inspire you. And I will finish with my little quote that I've found recently that I absolutely love. I actually don't know who quoted it. I think it might have been from a movie I saw. But I believe your energy field will change completely by choosing vegan, because the quote is, energy is never lost, only transferred. And this is simply about when you're not eating animal products. When an animal is killed in a factory farm, imagine the stress and the fear that is in their whole energy system, and that stays within that piece of food, and then you're eating it. And as well, when you're choosing, say, when you're at a farmer's market and you're eating fresh, lovely collard greens and herbs and delicious fruits and veggies, there's an energy that is being transmitted into those veggies from the farmer who has harvested all of those beautiful vegetables. So energy is never lost, only transferred. So be wary of where you are getting your energy from. Okay, that's all for today. Have a beautiful VegFest UK. And if you would like to find me, you can just down the bottom there, Next Level Health Coach, or email me directly. Yeah. Thank you for listening.